Hey everyone, for today's video I'll be guiding you over how to build the newly buffed Sparkle, who'll be one of the best elation supports in Honkai Star Rail. For her kit, in short, she provides a ton of amplifying effects like crit damage and all-type breast pen to her hyper carry, and attack and damage dealt bonuses to the entire team. She's also able to increase the damage taken by enemies when allies use skill points. Not only that, but she provides a ton of skill points with her ultimate, and she can overflow a max of 10 skill points when she uses her ultimate. She can also advance an ally forward by 50% with her skill, and she can use the triple D Lightcone to advance allies by an additional 24% when she uses her ultimate. She can also regenerate energy when using her basic attacks and when her hyper carry uses skill points, so she's gonna want a hyper carry that spends a ton of skill points if she wants to use her ultimate to generate a ton of skill points. She can also not consume a skill point when she uses her skill if a character consumes 3 or more skill points in one turn. So again, she's gonna want a hyper carry that spends a ton of skill points if she wants to be more skill point positive. Here's how to save big when topping up for Honkai Star Rail's 4.0 banners. Lootbar.gg has a limited discount on the 6,480 Oneric Shards bundle, alongside a bunch of other discounts on different bundles, like the all-in-one bundle and the guaranteed bundles. They also have a 10% off for new users coupon and a 5% and a 3% off for returning users coupon. To save on your top-ups, click the loot bar link in the description. Choose a bundle, put your account information, then click top up now. Then select your payment method, add or use a coupon code, then click pay now. In a couple of minutes, your discounted bundle should arrive. Now lootbar.gg is trusted by creators like Jello Impact and Global Certified, and that has a 4.9 rating on Trustpilot alongside a bunch of 5-star reviews. So if you want to save when topping up, go to lootbar.gg by clicking the link in the pinned comments. Or for her stats, she's gonna want a ton of crit damage so that she can provide a ton of crit damage with her skill to her hyper carry. For her speed, she's gonna want 135 speed so that she can reach the 134 speed breakpoints, and so that she's just one more speed stat above her hyper carry. But if you want your Sparkle to be really fast, well then 161 speed will be a reasonable breakpoint. But if you have her newly buffed E1, well then 185 speed would be a bit unreasonable, but it'll be a lot better for her. She's also gonna want some ERR so that she can use her ultimate more frequently to recover skill points. For her relics, she's gonna want the Sacerdo set because it provides a speed buff with its 2-piece bonus, and that allows her to provide up to a 36% crit damage bonus to one ally. She can also use a mixture of 2-piece bonuses that provide speed. She can also use the messenger set because it also provides a speed buff with its 2-piece bonus, and it provides another speed buff after she uses her ultimate on an ally with its 4-piece bonus. And if she has a ton of speed, she can also use the Eagle of the Twilight Line set because it advances her forward by 25% when she uses her ultimate. For her planners, she's gonna want the Lushaka set because it provides a 5% ERR bonus and a 12% attack bonus to the first character on the lineup, which will give you the best mix of ultimate support and DPS support. You can also use the Broken Kill set because it provides a 10% effect res bonus and a 10% crit damage bonus when her effect res is at 30% or more, which will give you a nice mix between crowd control support and DPS support. She can also use the Penaconi set because it provides a 5% ERR bonus and a 10% damage dealt bonus to quantum characters, which will be a really good option if you're using a quantum DPS like Archer. She can also use the Ageless set because it provides an HP bonus and an attack bonus to the entire team when she has 120 speed, which will be a nice mix of survivability and DPS support. For her main stats, she's gonna want crit damage for her body, speed for her feet, HP percentage over defense percentage for her sphere, and ERR for her rope. For her substats, she's gonna want speed, then crit damage, then HP percentage over defense percentage, then effect res if she's using the Broken Kill sets. For her Lightcones, she's gonna want her signature because it provides around 55% crit stats, but Sunday's signature will also be a strong contender for her best Lightcone, since it provides 45% damage dealt to her hyper carry and the skill points every 2 turns. You can also use the legendary Harmony Triple D Lightcone, since it advances allies forward by 24% every time she uses her ultimate. She can also use Bronia's signature because it provides an ERR bonus, a damage dealt bonus, and it generates a decent amount of skill points. She can also use the Past and Future Lightcone because it provides a damage dealt spell bonus to her hyper carry. She can also use the Planetary Rendezvous because it provides a damage spell bonus to quantum characters. For her teams, she's gonna be good with characters that require a ton of skill points, and she'll be one of the best supports for the new Elation meta. She's gonna be good with Yao Guang because Yao Guang is an Elation hyper carry who provides all-type breastpan, which stacks nicely with Sparkles' new all-type breastpan buff because the all-type breastpan amplifying effect's damage increase increases with the more all-type breastpan you stack. She'll also be good with Yao Guang simply because Yao Guang is good with Sparksy, who needs a ton of skill points for her to do a ton of sub DPS. Sparksy will also really appreciate the attack percentage Sparkle provides because she needs at least 3600 attack for her to get a massive Elation bonus. She'll also be good with Archer because he can expand a ton of skill points to spam a ton of skills in one turn. He also has ridiculously high skill multipliers, so Sparkles' attack percentage buffs will synergize really well. But if you're gonna run Archer with Sparkle, well then you should find a way to provide him with a ton of crit rates, preferably by giving him a crit rate body piece because Sparkle and Archer's kits both provide him with a ton of crit damage. She'll also be good with Dan Heng and Bibero Lune, since he too needs to consume up to 3 skill points at a time for him to use his enhanced basic attack. But same thing as with Archer, you should find a way to provide him with a ton of crit rates because Sparkle and Dan Heng's kits both provide him with a ton of crit damage. For her Eidolons, her E1 provides an attack percentage buff when she uses her ultimate, and it increases her speed by 15%, which is a decent stat buff that'll let her reach the 200 speed breakpoints faster by only needing to build 185 speed. For her E2, it shreds the defense of enemies by 30%, which is a powerful amplifying effect that'll be even better with other sources of defense shred/ignore, but it won't increase her team's damage too significantly. For her E4, her ultimate now provides 1 more skill point, and the skill point limit is increased by 1. For her E6, it increases her all-type breastpan by 20%, and it provides up to 40 more additional damage instances for every punchline she has when using her Elation skill, which will be a, non-pun intended, comically massive 144% increase to her DPS. For my investment recommendations, I recommend getting her E1, then her E2, then her S1. This is because her E1 is a direct attack and speed buff, which is really good for her teammates like Archer and Sparksy, and her E2's defense shred is incredibly undiluted, while her S1 only provides a decent amount of crit buffs and it has plenty of good alternatives. Now, should you get Sparkle as your free 5-star character from the 5-star character selector? Well, Sparkle has become one of the best hypercarry supports in the game, who will be the best pick out of the 5-star characters because she's the only character who actually has a chance at staying in the meta for the next year, because she's the only one who synergizes with the Elation characters, while the other 5-stars have already gone power crept, or they're decent alternatives to far better options. Anyways, that's it for today. If you've enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. Goodbye.